Hey, Mr. Lightman. You gotta turn those lights way down, man. Ode to a grasshopper. I think I'll open a little shop. A little place where they sell things, and I think I'll call it Grasshopper. I'll have a big green...
G'day race fans, it's Adrian here, and welcome back to Just a Ride. How are we, guys? Yes! Finally! Number one, thank you for your patience. I know it's been a long journey, hasn't it? 11 months I think I'm on now. For those who are stuck around for the whole thing, thank you kindly. Of those of you who are new to it, haven't you got about 7 hours of viewing to enjoy? This here is Audrey, CB125K3, question mark, could be an AK3. There's a number of slightly different variants as it could be that I really don't know, but right now it's a 125 CB. Thank you very much. Finally got sorted. I had some mechanical woes that I could not diagnose for the life of me. It turned out to be, as it always is, it's not really one problem, it's small factors of several issues that combine to be greater than the sum of its parts. Oh, it's so confusing. It was an ignition coil, number one. This was a wholesale fix that I did at the very start. It's like, all right, this thing's getting a new ignition coil. So that's the very new one that I purchased. And it presently has the existing original rigid edge Honda ignition coil in there. And that works far better than this does. This gave me perfect idle speed, perfect low RPM speed, perfect mid RPM speed, woeful high end, top end, you know, in the rev range. It would just be missing and popping and farting, and it was just a mess. And through just a bit of deducting from the good boys at Full Noise Motorcycles, Andrew and Jeff, bless you boys both. Thank you so much for all of the help that you have given to me through Audrey, and it's not stopped, don't worry, next one's on the burn. Yeah, they were like, man, put the original on, it's rigid edge, perfect now. Like I've said, a few other smaller problems, like some, that's an air filter that I had on the other end of what's called a CV carburetor. Unique to me, it's the first time I'd ever worked with a CV carburetor. It's kind of like the normal carbs that I know, but a little bit different. Sort of worked on a vacuum sort of chamber with a little rubber diaphragm, which was slightly perforated, and that cannot be perforated. Fix that, rigid edge. And like I said, I had this on the other end of a CV carb. That is a massive, massive no-no. You know, worker, too much. A pointless activity. Putting these little pod filters on the backside of a CV carburetor. Check, know that for next time. So yeah, it's here, and the final piece of the puzzle is this thing. This literally is the last tool I turn on this bike, is putting this on. So come on down and share with me in this joyous moment. It's like the World Cup. Oh, hey Diego! Got a new stool too, guys. Loving that. I'm loving the stool. Alright, where's my backing plate? Okay, backing plate weighs about 7.5 kilos worth of metal, so that should be right. Certainly helps the almighty power that's in this bike, yeah? Alright, what do I need to do here? One of them, two of those, box of those naked lady tees. You know how they say, everything a nut and bolt. Literally. that's what this is. You know, with that eye on safety as well. You know, like if it isn't a nylon nut locking nut, if it isn't, yeah, if it isn't one of them, it's got a spring washer on it, and in some occasions it's even got both a nylon lock nut and a spring washer, just to ensure that things don't come loose. You know, and at the end of the day, you know, Audrey, she's on the market, and I ain't got to sell an unsafe bike. No way. I feel that there's a bit of onus on, you know, like I said, I'm not a mechanic and I'm not a fabricator. But yeah, sure, I'm turning out a motorcycle out of my garage. And I can assure you guys, safety's number 1, 2, 3, and 4. You know, I ain't messing with head stems or welding bits of the frame or just these structural, you know, things that I'm not prepared to do at this stage in my ability. You know, in bikes to come, I'd love to chop a frame and do some crazy stuff, but that's got to be with the backing of, you know, some form of skill, you know, to ensure that it's safe. It's got to be safe, right? You know. Whew. So I had a bit of an SD card failure. So me finishing off the number plate and whatnot, it got lost in the ether. So fingers crossed this is working. What I did lose, which is something that needs to be said, is the thank yous for all of the assistance. You know, there's obviously a lot of businesses and they will get named, but just my friends as well that aren't even mechanics, some that are smart, some that aren't. So it's just everyone that helped me, even just chatting idly to them, that'd help you think differently about a problem that you're in or whatever. But yeah, number 1, Full Noise Motorcycles at Currumbin with Jeff Bailey and Andrew. These two are just spectacular human beings. Again, thank you, guys. You're so patient with me and you're so respectful, and you know you get it. You know, I know I'm not setting the world alight, but you know it's my passion right now. So, and they totally respect that. Frank the Vapor Blaster is just an artisan, absolute artisan in what he does. Engine casing, I can't put into words, you know, what it is when you hand him this 50-year-old cylinder head that's just covered in carbon and crap, and you know, like 2 weeks later he gives you back this unbelievable piece of art, engineering art. It's fantastic. Thanks again, Frank. Good old Terry at Trade Fix. Like I said, every nut and bolt in this, or a majority, 87% of the nuts and bolts on this thing are all brand new, and they were locally sourced from Trade Fix. Thank you for your patience in me going in there every, 15 days and ordering 12 bolts and going back in a week and a half's time and getting 10 more of the same thing. I will buy bulk next time. And yeah, most importantly, Charlie X-Ray Papa. Thank you. Thanks, mate. I'm so proud. I can't believe it's turned out. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic and I'm not a fabricator. This is the best that I could do. It was bloody hard work for me, and I enjoyed all of it in hindsight. You know, there's bits that you didn't enjoy when you're living them. Hello, part 13. The saga, the 3-part saga that is part 13, right? Ooh, that was hard to live, but I got through that, and I've learned from it. And here is Audrey, CB 125, for sale. Peace out, guys. Be safe and be happy. And thanks for watching. Consider subscribing.